Hey guys, what's up? What's up, Jake?
How you doing?
Good. Hello? 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 Hey, good to see you, buddy. Oh God, you are my God, and I will ever praise you. Oh God, you are my God, and I will ever praise you. I will seek you in the morning, and I will learn to walk in your ways, and step by step you'll lead me, Lord, and follow you all of my days, and I will follow you all of my days, and I will follow you all of my days, and step by step you'll lead me, Lord, and I will follow you all of my days. Hello, family. Hope you guys have had a good week. We got a lot to get to tonight. First of all, it's really good to see a lot of our college students back home. If you're a college student back home with us, wave to us real quick. Y'all give them a hand for being with us. This is great. That's some people over in the balcony. Give them a hand. Thank you. This is great. All right, let's get to it. We got a few things to notice. I think we'll start with shout-outs like we normally do. So let's shout out some people. Or maybe we don't have any shout-outs. Okay. All right. You know this already, but the word association reading for November and December is Jeremiah and Lamentations. So hopefully you've been keeping up with that. If you would, you can scan that code on the screen. If you haven't signed up to let us know that you're reading along with us, please do that. And also on there, there's a way that you can indicate which month's readings that you've completed. And pretty soon, come January, those who've kept up with the readings, we're going to take you to a Preds game. So that'll be a lot of fun. So let us know by signing up there, and then we'll make sure we can get you a ticket when the time comes. Looking forward to that. All right. Yeah, and that's what I mentioned. If you're following along with us and you want to sign up directly, you can just scan the code on the screen and add your name to the list. It's a short list right now, but we just created the list. So let us know, and we'll get you on it. All right. Let's see. The middle school Christmas party and the high school Christmas party are both happening Sunday night. Middle school is at the Thomases. High school is at the Hines. The high school group, if you would, you've already done a great job of this, but if you're planning on coming, sign up by scanning the code on the screen. That'll help Stephanie know how much food to prepare. It's a lot of people, so we're looking forward to it. And as always, we have a tradition where we do like a gift swap, Dirty Santa thing, but the trick is it has to be a homemade gift. So get to work. You got plenty of time, but get to work. All right, next. I'll kick it over to Larkin or Anna, whoever wants to talk here.
Impact is going to be at Anna's house. We're going to be wearing pajamas and decorating Christmas cookies, and Anna's going to be speaking, and it's going to be lots of fun.
Very good. Thank you. And maybe a dig slide, all right? Dylan or Silas?
Dig is going to be from 6 to 8 at the boys' home. Do not wear PJs, and we will not be decorating Christmas cookies. Ford Roselle will be speaking. Make sure you do that.
All right. Sounds good. High Step is coming up. That's a ministry that Mike Dominski is the deacon over. High Step is a ministry where you learn how to teach a Bible class. So if you are in high school and you'd like to learn, and you've been baptized and you'd like to learn how to teach a Bible class, that's what that program is designed for. You can scan the code on the screen, you can get signed up, and that'll be starting early January. So let us know if you're interested in that. If you got questions, you can talk to Mike about it or see me. I'm happy to help as well. Anything else, Mike? Is that pretty good?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Next, another Mike Dominski thing that he's working on. We have a ministry called Up Groups. They're mentoring groups, and they've been gone for a little while now. So we're kicking those back up early January. And so if you'd like to scan the code on the screen, you can sign up. I think this time it's like you and maybe 3 friends. All right, 2 or 3. Yeah, I'll let you talk more. What do you want to say about it?
I'm going to throw an idea at you guys. So we've been doing this now for about 5 years. And what about this year? I was thinking about like the bigs and littles that you girls have been doing this semester. What if you guys sign up for your bigs and littles? Like that's an idea. You can spend more time together, be able to like do events together. So it doesn't have to be just friends or just people in your grade. If you like to form a group and just get to know some people, that's great too, and have a chance to spend more time together. This year we're going to focus tomorrow meals, like eating out, and just hanging out like with our friends from that we're going to meet for the mentoring groups, but it should be a pretty good program. It should be pretty easy, and it'll be mostly on Sunday nights eating out. So if you like to eat, if you want to hang out with your friends, we'd love to have you guys sign up and join. So it's for everybody. Please sign up. We don't have a cap on how many people you take. Everybody's welcome to join. But again, I'll put the idea about bigs and littles, like keeping it going. Like you can form your own groups or any kind of groups you want to. Go spend time together.
Sounds good. Thank you, Mike. All right, we'll keep moving. All right, we have a few opportunities to serve coming up. I think this is one that's been up here in the rotation for a week or two, but there's a Parents' Night Out coming up, and Travis Treese wants some people to help. If you're interested, you can text him by texting the number on the screen. I think he needed, was it about 10 volunteers or something? So anyway, you can sign up by texting him and letting him know that you'd love to help. So there's an opportunity to serve. Also, I think we got another opportunity to serve, right? Cookies with Santa is actually this coming weekend. It's going to be Saturday. If you're interested in helping with that, we need lots of help from lots of different places and people. So if you're interested, you can sign up once again by scanning the code on the screen. And I think there's a pretty good number there, but we could still use your help. It's a pretty massive thing. So Cookies with Santa is going on, and also the hot chocolate giveaway is happening during the parade right outside our church building. So it's a great opportunity to just like do some good for our neighbors in our community and give the church a good name. So sign up. We'd love for you to help out. And okay, is this another one? Oh yeah, tonight. Sorry, it's a little jumbled up there. But tonight they need some help. If any, I guess, where's Caitlin and Laura? Oh yeah, Caitlin. Is this high school and middle school? Anybody that wants to help? Okay, anybody that wants to help tonight, they're going to start pulling all the Christmas decorations out of the bell tower up there and taking things across the street. After Cocoons, if you don't mind sticking around and helping us do some of that, you know, not everybody has to stay for that, but if you're willing to help, I know that they'd really appreciate the help. Is that good? All right, thank you. Okay, is that all? Oh man, yeah. Okay, we have an exciting announcement. I think, should I make the announcement or are you making the announcement? Oh, you're turning the lights out. Okay. So if I understand correctly, something monumental happened this past week. I believe it's the first time one of our church league teams has won in 3 years. So let's cue it up. A decisive 12-point victory. I love it. It's great. And MVP honors go to Cohen Crocker, who scored, was it 16 points in the church league game? That's unheard of. Somebody guard him. It's great. Or don't, and maybe we'll keep winning. That'd be awesome. All right. I think that's all the announcements that we have tonight. Let's start with a prayer. And actually, can I give you a life update? Some of you know it's been kind of a weird, like pretty rough week for me. I have a kidney stone. And so I was in excruciating pain from Saturday to Sunday to yesterday. I was supposed to have a surgery on Monday. And when I went in for it, was put to sleep, all that stuff, they realized they couldn't do it. And so woke me back up and rescheduled it for this coming Monday. So I've got a surgery, you know, that's, I guess, on the books ready. Hopefully that'll fix it and where I'll be able to not have the kidney stone anymore. So anyway, it's been pretty crazy and rough and really painful. But I'm thankful I could be here tonight with you guys to teach. Let's pray and then we'll jump in. Father, thank you so much for the opportunity to be here tonight, for the opportunity to study your word and to learn more about what your will is for our lives. I thank you for all the good opportunities we get to have here, where we get to be together, we get to have fun. But it's moments like these where we get to learn more about your will that really matter to us. Help us to learn, help us to open our ears, help us to pay attention to the words that are spoken from your word. Thank you so much for Jesus. I pray, Lord, that you'll continue to watch over us and watch over me as I have the surgery coming up. And I pray everything goes smoothly. In Jesus' name, amen. Cue it up.
I made my family disappear.
Kevin, you're completely helpless.
No, Kevin, you're what the French call les incompétents.
Kevin, I'm going to feed you to my tarantula.
Kevin, you are such a disease.
There are 15 people in this house, and you're the only one who has to make trouble.
Look what you did, you little jerk.
I made my family disappear.
There you go. I love it. So last week we kicked off a series called Behind the Scenes, and we're looking at a couple of different movies and looking at, I guess, the scene behind the scene. And so today the movie is Home Alone, which I love, by the way. Do you love Home Alone? One of my favorites. And so in the scene that you just saw, Kevin gets his wish, right? His wish comes true. He finally gets to see what his life is like without any rules, without anybody to boss him around. And so for the next few minutes of the movie, Kevin is living the dream. He eats junk food. He jumps on the bed. He eats junk food while jumping on the bed. He stays up late. He watches violent movies. And he goes through his older brother Buzz's room without him being able to do anything about it. He's living the dream. That is until things start to change. And Kevin begins to learn that there are downsides to being alone. The furnace is scary, right? There's the neighbor that he's pretty sure is a murderer. And worst of all, he finds out that these guys, Marv and Harry, a couple of burglars, are going to target his house. Maybe being alone isn't as good as we think it is. Maybe being alone isn't as good as we think it is. Have you ever done what Kevin did in the movie? I mean, not like defend your house and like set booby traps and all that kind of stuff. But I'm not talking about fighting burglars, but have you ever done what he did at the very beginning of the movie? It's something that he does that really sets the whole story in motion. Watch the scene.
Now, get upstairs.
I am upstairs, dummy. Everyone in this family hates me.
Then maybe you should ask Santa for a new family.
I don't want a new family. I don't want any family.
Just stay up there. I don't want to see you again for the rest of the night.
I don't want to see you again for the rest of my whole life. And I don't want to see anybody else either.
I hope you don't mean that. You'd feel pretty sad if you woke up tomorrow morning and you didn't have a family.
No, I wouldn't.
Then say it again. Maybe it'll happen.
I hope I never see any of you jerks again.
I know Buzz was a jerk. And I know that Uncle Frank was a jerk. But if we're being real, Kevin is a jerk, right? He's kind of a brat. He has a terrible attitude. And that's really what sets the whole movie into motion, right? It's what Home Alone is about. It's not, Home Alone isn't a story about this like really polite, wonderful child named Kevin who always loves his family and treats them right. It's about a kid who thinks, you know what? My life would be a whole lot better if I didn't have to deal with all these stupid people in my family? And he pushes them away. Have you ever done what Kevin did? Have you ever acted like that? Have you ever pushed away people, someone who loves you, because you thought you knew better? Someone who cares about you, maybe your parents, your family, your friends, or maybe someone in the church. Man, I have. I still have regrets when I stop and I think about the way that I treated my parents sometimes as a kid. The entitlement that I had, the things that I said, the way I behaved. Like y'all don't get it. Leave me alone. I don't need your opinion. Let me do my own thing. Stay off my case. I don't need your approval. I don't need your help. I don't care for your opinion. Leave me alone. But being alone isn't as good as we think it is. Tonight, I want to share with you 3 reasons why being alone isn't as good as we think it is. Number 1, you weren't made to live alone. You weren't made to live alone. In the book of Genesis, one of the very first things that we learn about, ourselves, is that it's not good for man to be alone. We were made for companionship. Now, this passage is talking about marriage, but God's plan for companionship goes deeper than marriage. It involves a family. I want you to think about how amazing God's plan is for just a minute. How He made it so that when a baby's born, that baby is immediately brought into a family. Why? Because you weren't made to live alone. How cool is this? As soon as you become a Christian, when you're born again, when you come up out of the waters of baptism, God immediately brings you into a family. Why? Because you weren't made to walk alone. It was not God's plan. It's never been God's plan. So, loners in the room, all right? I love you, but it's okay to let people in. It's not God's will for you to be alone. When you're born again, you become a part of God's family, brothers, sisters, spiritual parents and grandparents, people that we can look up to and listen to and lean on. You weren't made to live alone. You and I were created for connection. Number 2, reason why living alone isn't as great as you think it is. When we're alone, we're vulnerable. When we're alone, we're vulnerable. I love this line. I think that's a clip from the movie. When you're alone, you're vulnerable.
That you're in there and that you're all alone.
We know that you're in there and you're all alone. When you're alone, you're vulnerable. And that's kind of, I guess, part of Home Alone, right? They see this kid that they underestimate. When you're alone, you're vulnerable. Ecclesiastes 4, starting in verse 9, says, 2 are better than 1 because they have a good reward for their toil. For if they fall, one will lift up his fellow. But woe to him who is alone when he falls and has not another to lift him up. Again, if 2 lie together, they keep warm, but how can one keep warm alone? And though a man might prevail against one who is alone, 2 will withstand him. A 3-fold cord is not quickly broken. I think about David being tempted at the time when he was all alone in the palace, in the story of Bathsheba, and that story unfolds. I think about when Jesus was led into the wilderness to be tempted by the devil, he was alone. When you think about Satan and how the Bible tells us he prowls about like a roaring lion seeking whom he may devour, it makes me think about the way that lions hunt. You know, they find the one that's not with the herd and they go after it. Or the one that's not with the flock, the one that separated himself from the herd. Why? Because that's the one who's the most vulnerable. And so I want you to hear this loud and clear. You need the church. You need the church because there's protection in a pack, right? There's strength in numbers. There's strength in a flock. We just read that passage about how a 3-fold cord is not easily broken. When we're surrounded by the right kind of people, we're more likely to find ourselves doing the right kind of things. Number 3, the third reason why living alone isn't as great as you think it is. When we're alone, we lack counsel. We lack counsel. That might sound weird to you, but what that means is it means you can't receive advice from other people that would help you. Proverbs 11:14, where there is no guidance, a people falls, but in an abundance of counselors, there is safety. When you hear that word counselor, you might think of like a counselor at camp, but that's not really the same idea. A counselor is someone who can help guide you. It's someone that can help you through a situation that you're in. It's someone who helps you see things from another perspective. You know, like every president of the United States that we've ever had has a cabinet, right? And that's a group of people that are like advisors, and they help them decide what are some good decisions to make and what are some decisions that may not be so good. And by the way, that's something I love about this church. In this church, we don't have a senior pastor who makes like all the decisions for the church. We have an eldership. And the reason for that is because in the Bible, in the church that we read about in the New Testament, that was the way it was designed. An eldership, not one person who was over the whole church, but a group of men, just like we read, an abundance of counselors, right? A group of people who make the decisions that are best for the church. If every decision in the church was based upon one person's opinion, it would be a total disaster. When we're alone, we lack counsel. There's safety in having an abundance of counselors. How many times have you made a bad decision simply because you didn't talk to someone about it first? Oh man, that's all of us, right? How many bad decisions have we made just because we didn't bounce the idea off of somebody else who might know a little bit more about it first? Like, hey, have you ever replaced a sink before? Yeah, it'd be smart to ask someone that. Have you ever tried this recipe? Can you show me how to use a chainsaw? That'd be helpful. When you were in college, how did you stay faithful? How did you know that she was the one you wanted to marry? Hey, I'm 14 years old. What do I need to know about money right now? Hey, I'm really struggling with this. Have you ever dealt with this? When we're alone, we lack counsel. We